Hello everyone, welcome to the Peaceful Palette Art Lesson Series. I am Noelle Rollins. Today is our fourth video where we are completing this series of different colored skin swatches. We're going to be using this Caran d'Ache 20-piece Luminance colored pencil kit. It's number 6901 if you would like to order one for yourself. It is full of these beautiful, rich colors. And I love that if you want to follow along, you can buy this exact same set. I'll have the link in the description so that you can do color by color exactly as I'm doing it. I am not sponsored by them or an affiliate. It's just colored pencils that I love and what I use for my portraits. So the last three videos have been with basic colored pencils. We did 2 videos doing the lighter skin tones and then darker skin tones, and then the first video with these advanced colored pencils was of the lighter 2 skin tones. Now there's more than 4 skin tones, but I just chose 4 that cover the range. And I'm excited to show how I build up layer after layer and create them, and how you can duplicate that. So here I have color 575. And I'm just laying down a base layer, very light pressure over the entire area. Next, we're coming in with orange, number 533. If you're following along at home, you don't have to do an exact rectangle like I'm doing. You can just draw a circle or just gently start scribbling in a little area and practice layering. We are going to make this upper left corner a little bit darker than the rest to simulate the different shading and change in skin tones even within one shade of skin. And of course, with all of us, no matter what our skin tone, there's variations. The underside of our forearms may be lighter than the back of our hands, or our neck slightly different than our cheeks. So it's important for us to learn the different ways to achieve different color variations while still sticking to the same general color and the feeling. So this is a green, number 212. We're doing this with very light pressure. And I'm going pretty fast here. You're welcome to pause the video at any point or just work on a smaller area. And that way you don't have as much area to cover while you're practicing. That is our bright red, number 580. And in that upper left, I started with a little more pressure, and then I really lightened up. As I go to the areas we're going to make lighter. So if you go back and watch where we built up the same color with the basic Crayola colored pencils, you'll see that it took us many more layers to get to this point. Those pencils don't have the same saturation and richness that we're so lucky to have with these little more professional quality colored pencils. This is color 523. It's a yellow color. So we're able to get these skin tones built up much quicker with these advanced colored pencils. But what's really fun, and you could see from the beginning photo in this video, is there's not as much of a range, or you can't tell the difference as much as you would think. This is color 135. It's a blue, dark, kind of a navy blue. There's just a lot of different patience with the Crayola versus cost with the professional. So you kind of decide which way you want to go. And these pencils, these professional ones, are just a little more flexible in how deep the color can get. And the quality is just a little bit better. There's a little less binders in there. It flows a little better on the paper. There's a variety of colors, so you can achieve more of a variety, which I love. So I believe this is a purple. Number 115. Every time I do one of these videos, I strive to be someone who writes down every color as I do it. And while I'm a complete like spreadsheet girl, my brain does not do good with the details of the art. So here we are with the mineral spirits. I started with a lighter area and worked up into the darker. You can use a cotton swab or a paintbrush. Make sure that it's a clean paintbrush. And with this rich color, you just want to make sure you're blending so the paper disappears underneath the color. The colors blur into one another. What this does, this mineral spirits, is it really dissolves those fillers, so you're left with more of a concentrated colored pencil color on the paper. If you're using mineral spirits, you could come in here now if you wanted to add any moles or skin marks, freckles, things like that. If you're using rubbing alcohol, it does about 75-80% of the same job, or as good of a job, but you're definitely going to not want to touch the paper for 15 or so minutes afterwards while it dries, or the paper can rip. So now we're going to take what we've done in the past and we're going to build it up even darker into this beautiful deep brown skin tone. You can see our finished result there on the left. So just coloring all over with our terracotta color, which is number 44. It's pretty similar to orange. It's just slightly more muted. Here we are with the green, which is number 212. So learning how to build up these different skin tones is great if you want to work on portraits and learn how to draw faces or hands, people. But it's also great just for some fun things like coloring books or sketching. If you're drawing other things, it teaches you how to build up colors more than just grab a green for green, grab a blue for blue. When there's layers, this is the purple color. When there's, actually, you know what, I think this is 575, the brownish. When there's depth of color and layers built within, it adds a professional look and just more of a quality, shows a deeper understanding of the color that you're working with. So it's just a simple thing that you can do to start to advance your skill level with colored pencils. And again, if you have kids or you are a teen and you want to just sit and color, adults are coloring now and it's fabulous. It's just so meditative and calming. Practice these skills where you build up layer after layer on top of one another. It really changes the whole experience and lets you just even bring another layer of creativity. Here's the red into the game where it just, I don't know, it makes it so fun. And you can practice shading and just slowly develop those skills in a really fun, easy, no pressure way. So here we are with the terracotta. Really what our whole point here is just having this range of orangey, terracotta, purple colors. Here we are with this deep blue. And you can tell we're just building up. Now, if you notice in the earlier four, or the earlier three skin tones, we did not use black at all. So in this one, we're gonna pull that in to really deepen up the final darkest parts. But typically in the other skin tones, unless there's in the brown and deeper skin tones, there's an area around the edge of the nose or maybe a fold in the neck or ear. We are with the green. You're going to stay away from the black. Even typically nostrils or the creases in eyes on the fair skin tones are going to be a mixture of browns, maybe some blues, some deep reds. Other than the pupil, or sometimes if someone's smiling, there's a part besides where the teeth are to where they go into the mouth, the inner ear where some black or really deep tones can be introduced. So here we are with that black, just coming in and deepening up that darker part. And just like fair skin tones have, I tend to get annoyingly red or flushed colored, where if I'm outside for 5 minutes, I look like I'm getting sunburned. Other people have more of yellow-based, tan looking. The deeper colors also can have more reddish tones, more yellow, more bluish. There's just a range, and so there's no one size fits all. Coming back with that terracotta again. There's no sorry, I was watching and it's actually brown that we're doing. The whole thing is just experimenting and learning and seeing and growing and practicing again. So as you're practicing, I encourage you to do small little areas, a feature at a time. Don't get caught up in doing entire portraits right off the bat. You'll burn yourself out on all the filler areas that can be overwhelming. Stick to the fun stuff for a little while. So you can see how much deeper we've built this brown up than the last. So we're going to blend these mineral spirits into the pencil. I can kind of tell in person here, I'm not sure if it's showing up on video, but where it's dragging the color a little bit, we want to be careful so that we don't have streaks, brush strokes within our skin tone. So I'm lightly wisping it. If this was on like a cheek, I would go with the line of the cheekbone. If it was along the nose, I'd go down, up and down along the bridge of the nose. Things that sort of hide the brush strokes into the art and the design and the desired look of the art. So how fun is this, you guys? I love just working and learning different skin tones and celebrating the wide range of colors of skin we have in this world that are just so stunningly beautiful and different and lovely. So if you used rubbing alcohol, again, do not go over your color right away. You want to let it dry. My brush was almost dry now from the mineral spirits, and I'm just coming back one more time to clean up those areas where the pencil showed through. And then coming in with a little more shadowing with the black. So again, if you were right by a nose, I might go back over the darkest part of the side of the nostril or the inner nose, sometimes the corner of a mouth. And you can see all four that we did here with the professional Crayon Dash colored pencils. Just a fun range. And again, there's of course a whole variety in between those colors. I wanted to show just a couple of the portraits I've done with these Crayon Dash pencils in these deeper skin tones and how much fun you can have. In that cheek, it was fun to scrape away to show some of the whiskers with a little razor blade at the end, which I'm going to do a video on coming up. So that's it, you guys. I thank you so much for joining me for today's video, and you are welcome to go back and watch any of the past videos where we worked on the skin tones, and also the ones before that where we've done eyes, noses, mouths, and just keep on drawing. Take that time for yourself and learn and explore and play and just be in the moment. Have a really wonderful day. Thank you for being here. Bye.